Hey everyone, it's Aran and you're watching Aran TV. And today's episode is the interview. I'm filming in San Francisco. I'm going to have an entrepreneur who's the founder of Cambly, who used to work at Google as a tech lead, which means he led a team in Google. And his co-founder Kevin also worked at Google, and they created this company called Cambly. So I'm really interested in their stories, what their vision is, and what their key was to having a successful startup business. So let's bring him in. Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so what is Cambly?
Cambly is a really simple app. You open it, you press a button, and within a few seconds we connect you to a friendly native English speaker over video chat. The service is 24/7 on demand, so
really?
anytime, day or night, you want to practice English, you can open our app and connect with a friendly tutor.
Even on holidays?
Even on holidays, middle of the night. I challenge you to try to find a time when there's no Cambly tutors available. It won't happen.
So how did you start it?
Pretty humble beginnings. We were two people and we built this app. It had one giant button that said practice English. And when you clicked it, we basically instantly connected you to either me or Kevin.
Oh, so you guys were the tutors.
We were the only two tutors. In the early days, they would actually call our phones and maybe wake us up in the middle of the night. For us, it was a great way to learn about what people were looking for. You know, why were they learning English and how do they find Cambly, and you know, what their goals were. So that's kind of how we got started.
So both of you are native speakers.
Yeah.
So how and where did you see the need for English learning?
No, that's a great question. It came out of basically our own experiences learning languages. I took Spanish in high school, wasn't really that good at it. Kevin took French in high school and college, and he never really felt like he got to the point where he could actually have a conversation. We started thinking about that, and it's like, you know, there's really no reason why I shouldn't be able to practice Spanish whenever I want, or Kevin shouldn't be able to practice French. There's plenty of people in the world that speak those languages. They just don't happen to live near us. You know, as technologists, as software engineers, we're like, you know, we should be able to use technology to solve this problem. Why can't I talk to someone on the other side of the world who speaks the language I'm trying to learn? But we quickly realized like, the world wants to learn English. In fact, there's actually more people and more money being spent on English learning than every other language combined. So it gives you like a sense of the scale of the need for English. The reason we started this company is we wanted to have an impact in the world. We wanted to help people. And the biggest way we could help people was to go after English learning. And that's kind of how we got started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you guys started small. So how big is it now? In how many countries does it work? And
we've got customers in over 100 countries now. So we're very much a global operation. But we have customers all over the world. Yeah.
So what do you look for in tutors?
We're very, very selective in tutors. We have a lot of people apply and want to be tutors, and we only accept something like 10 or 20% of them. And the way we thought about it is like, who do we want to talk to if we were trying to learn English right now? So it wasn't necessarily looking for people with impressive resumes. It was more people that just seemed like really good. Yeah, really good people, interesting people, kind, friendly, patient people.
Yeah, that's what I experienced too. I experienced some of the tutors. They were very interesting. So it was really fun to talk to the tutors.
We've hired a very diverse group of people. We don't want to just connect you to a friendly native English speaker. We want to connect you to the perfect tutor for you. You can match students with tutors on a number of dimensions, things like their interests, their backgrounds, their age, their demographic, their occupation, which is a really interesting one. So lawyers, doctors, engineers. So if you come on and you want to talk to a specific kind of tutor, they're on Cambly.
Yeah, awesome. What do you look for in people that you hire and work with?
We're definitely a very mission-oriented company. We're not here to make money. We're here to deliver what we believe is a really valuable service. The number one thing we look for when we're bringing on new people onto the team is people that share that vision, share that sort of mission that, we want to help people around the globe. We get messages and emails all the time of people whose lives have been changed by Cambly. They got a promotion, they got a job they wouldn't have ever been able to get. They were able to move to another country that they wanted to because they now have this tool they can speak English. What we want to do is hire people that are similarly moved by those stories as I am and as my co-founder Kevin is. The product we build and our customer support and everything will sort of reflect the personality of the team, and so we look for that personality aspect of people we bring on as well.
Very inspiring.
Yeah, thank you.
Will you tell me a challenge that you had to face and tell me how you solved that problem?
Yeah, so many challenges over the years. What we're doing is pretty different from what's out there. Anytime you do something different, there's going to be some resistance because people aren't familiar with it. people have been studying English for decades. And generally the model is the same. It's you learn in a classroom, it's sort of a lecture format. Because it's one teacher and 20 students, there's not a lot of interaction. We believe that model is fundamentally broken. We believe that if you want to learn to speak a language, you have to speak it. You have to practice speaking. You don't get good at something without doing it.
Right, just like swimming.
Exactly, yeah. Imagine you wanted to learn how to ski. You wouldn't go buy the top-selling book, read it cover to cover, and then go to the top of the mountain and think you know how to ski. But that's actually the way that people are learning languages right now. We're trying to reshape an industry. But as you can imagine, changing an industry that has been that way for decades takes a lot of time and effort. You almost have to create a movement. Let's try something different. Let's try something new.
Shifting the paradigm, yeah.
Shifting the paradigm, exactly. Yeah. I tell people they should be practicing speaking long before they think they're ready, way before you feel comfortable. There's been tons of studies showing that is the best way to learn a language. Dive in and actually use it, because once you start using it, it'll solidify in your mind, and you'll get the value out of it, and it'll make you want to keep doing more.
That's the key.
That is the key.
Yeah.
Basically, what people do when they study abroad is they take classes, but then when they leave that classroom, they practice speaking it all the time. And so Cambly is actually not the classroom. Cambly is the other part. So we want to make it so you don't actually need to put your life on hold and move to an English-speaking country in order to learn English. You can keep doing the classes you're doing, and there's a lot of value to that. But outside of that class, practice speaking with native English speakers, and you will learn a language. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah. What excites you the most as a founder that leads the company?
I hear a story about a person whose life has been changed because they learned English. That really moves me. And then I realize, hey, there's thousands of these stories happening on Cambly every day. And that moves me even more. And then I think there's billions of people in the world we still haven't reached. I believe that teaching someone English is one of the most impactful things you can do for their life.
Yeah. It sounds like we're doing the same thing, actually. LinkedIn performs, I do it on YouTube.
Yeah, totally.
You lead the Cambly program, so cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's the mission that Cambly has?
Our mission is to help the world communicate, to truly understand each other. We want to create global citizens. A lot of that is happening on Cambly as well. There's a cultural exchange happening. A Korean student's talking to an American tutor. That Korean student is learning not just English, but learning about American culture. And that American tutor is also learning about Korean culture. Cambly actually lets you get that same sort of value you get out of traveling without ever having to leave your living room.
Right, now you can travel online basically.
Yeah.
So what was the key to starting a startup and making it successful like you have now?
That's a great question. I'd say in the early stages, the way I described it is you want to think really big, but start really small. And we always had a very grand vision for Cambly. We're trying to teach billions of people English, but you don't teach billions of people English from day one, right? You start actually very, very small, and then you kind of slowly, piece by piece, build on top of that. What I see a lot is companies that try to do way too much at the beginning. They try to make this perfect app or perfect service and then do this big, loud public launch. The general rule is it doesn't work because you learn so much through the journey.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness.
And the sooner you can get something out there and get some real customers, the sooner you can have those learnings and iterate towards the right product and the right service. Launch way before you're ready to.
Yeah,
and then iterate
that's
from
what
there.
Successful people say.
As I'm describing it, it sounds similar to learning a language. Like dive in sooner than you're ready.
Before you feel prepared.
And then iterate from there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's what successful people say. Like, if you think you're ready, like that's too late.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it before you feel prepared.
Yeah, they say you should be really embarrassed by your initial launch.
Yeah, your draft. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And we definitely were embarrassed by the first version of Cambly. I mean.
So while the start was embarrassing, a bit small, what do you see yourself and Cambly doing in 10 years? Will you share your dreams?
10 years out, I think Cambly will have taught millions of people English, maybe tens or hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Their lives will be dramatically improved by their ability to speak English. It's amazing what happens. We've had actually a number now of examples of students coming to the United States and going to the city where their favorite tutor is and actually meeting up with them. And
sweet.
And that's a really cool thing for this tutor and the student, right?
Yeah, they built friendship.
They've built a friendship, they built a connection, and Cambly is a lot about these really meaningful connections that happen. I truly believe that you know, making one friend in a culture that you don't understand at all is a great way to sort of change your worldview. And I think the more we could do of that, the better it is for the world. I think we could build a lot of tolerance and build a lot of understanding if we can help people connect with others who are not like them.
This is it for today. It was really inspiring to see someone who thinks differently. I think when there are problems, there's a type of people that think, oh, okay, that's a problem, so I can't do it. But there is this type of people that are like, that's a problem, let me solve it. Why can't we solve it? You know, I think Samir was one of those people. He had his own problem with learning Spanish, and he's like, why can't I learn it whenever I want? I think a lot of people that have successful results in whatever they're doing, I think they always start with their own problem and seeing the need. So I think that was the case today, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And also don't forget to check out the app Cambly if you wanted to learn English. And the subtitles are always provided as a file in the description box, so go check that out as well if you're interested, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!